Hey everybody, Sam Kavaris in the Nimnik Sports Update. Golf is a cruel game. We all know that. It has the highest highs and the lowest lows, and David Toms experienced the two of those within 10 minutes of each other. I mean, first of all, let's go back to 16. He chooses to try to hit it on the green, and that's not a hard shot for a professional golfer. But in that situation, after flaring it out on his drive and not making any really good swings, the ball's in the first cut, and KJ Choi has already hit his second shot, and you have a one-shot lead. You know, the caddy really has to make a good case for just laying it up there, and he's such a good iron player, trying to knock it close and make birdie that way, instead of knocking it on and make birdie, you know, what you would call the easy way. Instead, he hits in the water, makes bogey. Choi misses a 5.5-footer, and now they're tied. They go to 17. Choi makes birdie, and all of a sudden he's got a one-shot lead. Toms goes to the 18th tee thinking, you know, this thing's over. Nobody birdies 18. Only 3 people had birdied 18 all day long. It's about the third hardest hole on the PGA Tour all year long. He rips it down the middle, but what happens? The ball's sitting in the sand of it. Everything's going against him. He hits 6-iron from 185 yards to 15 feet and just drills it in the middle for a birdie. I mean, that was so impressive at 46 years old, right? I mean, the guy hadn't won since 2006. I mean, this is a guy who's supposed to be in the twilight of his regular tour career. He's supposed to be thinking about the Champions Tour. They go back to 17. Choi hits it, and Toms hit it. Now, Choi's ball is high left, middle of the green. David Toms, literally, if you know anything about the 17th green, his ball is this far from rolling down the hill and being a tap-in birdie. Instead, he's got this 15-footer that's a little left to right and kind of quick. He thought he made it, and he even admitted the comebacker of 3.5 feet. He said, quote, "I wasn't even there. I was already thinking about 18." Just goes to show you how cruel the game can be. Choi makes a 2.5-footer, and by the way, he made an excellent lag putt, and ends up winning the Players. $1.71 million, 600 FedEx points, and 5-year exemption on tour. You know, people don't know much about KJ Choi because of the language barrier, but he's one of these guys who came to the United States, lived in Jacksonville for a year in the early 2000s, like 2000, and then moved his family to Houston, and really has tried to learn English, embrace the tour. He's won 8 times out there. I mean, this is a really good guy, and if you followed him there toward the end of the round, even while the tournament and the competition was going on, he's high-fiving people, he's acknowledging the crowd, he's thanking them for the accolades. I mean, that's what we're looking for in our sports heroes, guys who really appreciate that. And you could see the sportsmanship between he and Toms at the end of the tournament. What happened to the rest of them? Paul Goido showed up again, which is pretty interesting. And guys like Nick Watney and Lucas Glover and some of the other players that they were showing over the weekend, those are the stars of the future. Remember their names. Hey, by the way, the NFL won a little bit of a ruling against the players. The lockout will be in place at least until June the 3rd and maybe beyond. They're meeting, but they're not getting anything done. That's the Nimnik Sports Update. You can follow us live streaming right here during the newscast at news4jax.com.